need to have some of the discussion project. Open the weekly meeting of the Edgartown Board of Selectmen. And the first thing on the agenda, excuse me, a Winnetou to change entertainment licenses to allow amplified music at events named in the special permit issued by the planning board.
Matt Moore here.
There you are. Hi.
So Matt Moore, General Manager of the Winnetou. So last week we came to you for changing the wording on our liquor license. So this is the next step to allow us to match the wording in the special permit with our entertainment license. So this will allow amplified music for the 5 permitted events that we have now approved.
Okay. Any questions, comments? You want to make a motion?
I'll move the change to entertainment license for the Winnetou.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Good, thank you. Next on the agenda is Alchemy, change of manager on the liquor license.
I'll make a motion to change the manager at Alchemy.
Second?
Any questions or comments? All those,
Nathan Robinson and Christopher Stamp, just for the record.
okay.
All in favor, aye.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. To award the cleaning contract bid for municipal buildings.
Yes, this put out the bid recently, contract value not to exceed $135,469 for several town buildings, town hall, the library, wastewater, shellfish, and police station. I just asked, it's a contract over $100,000, I can only sign below, so I just asked the select board approve the bid award for the cleaning contract and sign the contract.
This is a 3-year contract, action cleaning.
Yes, but there's options for year 2
Okay.
and 3, so it's technically 1. There's 3, but options to renew.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to award the contract for the cleaning to Action Cleaning Services.
Second?
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Robinson Road Recreation Area bid results and possible award?
Robert, you doing everything else before?
Oh, sure, okay.
Is that the one you take
The, can you read off the permits,
Yeah.
please?
We have the affordable housing, the discharge of mortgage and new covenant for 21 Woodhaven Drive. There's amplifying information in your packet with regard to a refinance, and the affordable housing covenant is going to expire in the next 2 years. And the Affordable Housing Committee discussed it with the homeowner about renewing the discharge and the new covenant. There's several documents to sign, so I just asked the board to approve the discharge of mortgage and new covenant.
So moved.
Seconded.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next one is the Winter Classic. Because of the snow, we're moving that to the 14th. It's supposed to be the next couple of weeks. It's getting canceled. And I spoke with Megan McDonald, and I just said, same footprint, same logistics, same sign-off from departments, but the select board should officially vote to allow it on the 14th.
I'll make a motion to move the 20 miler to March 14th.
Second?
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Auto dealer license, Bertel Auto Brokers.
I'll move the auto license.
Second?
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Harbor Master,
Yeah, Harbor Master, 26 abatement, commitment 2. It is abatement, $2,000 for 5 moorings and 1 stake, and a commitment for $1,200 for 4 moorings.
I'll move both the abatement and the commitment for the harbor master.
I'll second.
any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 And a travel voucher on the 12th for Parks Department.
I'll move the travel voucher.
Second?
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
I just have a couple items for the town administrator's report. One being, I would recommend not having a meeting on the 17th and 23rd. The 17th is Tuesday after the holiday. The 23rd is the school break week, which was pretty sparse around here. That being said, there was a wharf request to close, permission to close from Monday, February 16th through Monday, March 16th, reopen on the 17th, upgrading the kitchen and doing a deep clean. I just asked that the board, unless there's any questions.
I'll move that,
Yes. Yeah.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
aye.
Aye.
I'll be out the 20th to the 27th for school break. Finance committee hearings, it's in the second phase, or excuse me, the second week, the last two occurring next week. And I will say my final action item, I know there's been some significant discussion about the commission, the letters the town sent, and there was some back and forth within the meetings from the housing planner about those 14 lots that are getting gifted to the town. And I think under a lot of people's eyes and impression that the commission wanted those lots to be at about 150% AMI. I think with those lots being donated to the town, it could prove problematic, predicated on the lottery that just occurred several weeks ago at Dukes County Regional Housing Authority. My recommendation, this is a draft letter to the commission, specifically Adam Turner from the select board. We write a request to the Martha's Vineyard Commission not impose income-based deed restrictions on the 14 town lots proposed as part of the Containers Meadows projects. The town's primary objective for these lots is to support middle housing and municipal workforce housing. Based on recent direct experience, the town has serious concerns that fixed income restrictions, particularly at or below 150% of area median income, will not achieve that goal. As you're aware, the town recently completed an ownership lottery at Mashakit Commons that included unit restricted at 120% AMI with the municipal employee preference. That lottery received no municipal employee applicants. This outcome is significant and strongly indicates that even relatively moderate AMI thresholds, when combined with current construction costs, municipal employee salary structure, and financing constraints, are not viable for the very population that these units are intended to serve. Given this reality, the town is requesting flexibility to determine the most appropriate structure for these lots as the project moves forward. Prescriptive income restrictions imposed at the DRI stage would substantially limit the town's ability to respond to actual market conditions, financing constraints, and workforce demands as they become clear over time. The town has previously implemented locally tailored housing models, including limited duration restrictions and locally defined eligibility criteria. The common thread is that these efforts have been municipal control and adaptability, not permanent affordability mechanisms. The Sixth Streets Home Site Program is a good example. It focused on local residency and workforce participation, employed time-limited restrictions, and allowed the town to respond to real financing and market conditions. That flexibility has been critical to achieving successful outcomes and supporting the missing middle households these programs are intended to serve. Accordingly, the town respectfully requests that income-based deed restrictions not be imposed on town lots as part of the Container Meadows DRI. The town remains committed to ensuring that these lots are used to advance year-round housing objectives and believes it's best positioned to determine how to do so effectively as conditions evolve. Please let us know if you'd like to discuss further. Edgartown Select Board. I think it's all stated in the letter that put a lottery out, 120% AMI, well publicized to the town, well publicized to employees, well publicized through multiple channels, and there was zero interest. So if there's going to even be 100% or 150% imposed on those 14 lots, you can see where it's going. You could get these 14 lots and whatever mechanism in terms of it's a lottery to give the lots away, some paradigm of an RFP to build, that I think the town could be limiting themselves and cutting themselves short if it's in fact the missing middle as the policy direction for housing that the town wants to pursue. So barring any questions, I just ask that vote to allow me to send the letter, and if that's not the direction you folks want to go, let me know.
I'll move that we send a letter.
Yeah, well said, James. I second that.
Any questions or comments?
The
All
only
those in-
comment, I'll just
Go ahead.
elaborate a little bit on what James said.
Thank you.
It wasn't that there was no interest, it was that we had nobody that fit. We had people who were interested, but they didn't qualify because of the income restriction, and that's one of the reasons that we wanted to do this. Anyway, that's the only comment I had.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All set then? Want to vote?
Aye.
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 Thanks.
Thank you.
Approve minutes to
We
approve.
have minutes of January 20th also.
I'll move the minutes of January 20th.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And Rob had his hand up?
Can we,
Oh, okay.
and I'll move the warrant. We had one more.
I'll second.
Yeah. All those in favor?
Aye.
That's it?
Now, we got the
Robinson Road.
crew of the hour.
Okay.
Mike Owens, Andy Kelly,
Oh, God.
we got the Parks Commissioners here, so let's get to work. Look at this.
Oh. There he is.
Want me to start?
Yeah.
Well, the good news was we had 5 people bid on this, so it actually was out there.
Wow.
People were interested, which is, I think, a plus, if we weren't sure if we were gonna have 1 or 2 people, so.
Nice.
You should have a sheet in front of you that shows you the 5 different bids. Obviously, under the auspice here, we do have to take a low bidder. That's the way this is procured. That is correct. Low bidder was Lawrence Sport. They came in on the base bid at $3,825,525. And we have 3 alternates, that's kind of why we also have guys from the map here, so it's a little bit easier for everybody to understand. The 3 alternates, alternate 1 is a walkway that comes from the existing one that goes to the Boys and Girls Club now over to the new Boys and Girls Club. Alternate 2 is the croquet court, which we have some of the croquet members here today. And alternate number 3 is the Little League softball field with a fitness walk around it. And I'll let Mike walk you through this, but based on our low bid, we have the money to do all these. That's the next bid set of news, but I'm gonna have Mike walk you through.
Just to add to the alternate 1 for walkways is $437. The croquet club is $130,179, and the baseball field was $705,613. Now that is the numbers as represented by the low bid. Your sheets will show, the leveling sheets will show that each other bidder had assigned different amounts of money to those alternates. And it's mostly a bid strategy, the way they work the numbers. Typically, the contractors work the numbers. But as Andy said, we're happy to be able to provide the entire project for $4,689,481. And we've prepared a project budget, quite detailed. It's, the green heading says February 2026. And I'll just go to the bottom. So the available loan is $6.256 million. We did have 6,656, but the Parks Commission has allocated $400,000 for the school project and the play equipment associated with it. Thank you, Parks Commissioners. So your revenue remaining is $6,256,000. We had, against expense, we had additionally $137,509 remaining from the available revenue. So we are suggesting that we increase the contingency by that amount of money, which would give you a total contingency of $371,983. And if there's any questions, I'd be happy to.
I have a few questions. What do we have in terms of timelines to sign these contracts?
I think we have 9 days.
They say how long it would take to build.
Yeah, would be it.
James, I think we will try to put some type of a stipulation asking for next Memorial Day, or sometime by May 15th of next season. That would be, I think the way it was going to be stated is, to have a X amount of percent done for the summer. You can tell them, you don't want to hold them to exactly that they have to be done that day, but you can tell them that you want to make sure they're going to be done at a certain things that will do, take us to the way.
Okay.
based on that, my assumption is going to be no ask at town meeting, special town meeting.
So that budget item comes out.
Well, I think it's important, like, Alan, you've been involved in it, Margaret, so after we left the last meeting here, we went back, we put our heads together, because I think we were all, we didn't hold the building, you know. So right now, there is no building, but in my mind, this, I agree with you, Al, it gives us all the play elements, like, you can still go over and have a functioning park here, and you looked at some stuff, I looked at some things, like, there'll be sometime in the future when we can come and ask and try to figure out what's best for that spot. The good news is the water will be there, the sewer will be there, and the power will be in that location, so we won't have to dig anything up. The other good news is us not having to come back and ask any more money is that Art, you were part of this, you and I, and Margaret, Mike was here back in those days. You know, we had negotiated $300,000 from the Boys Club, so that money can be used towards the purchase of that building. If we did switch that, the last time we went back and moved the road, we switched to say funds, however you say it, and or real estate, because that wasn't on there originally, so that we could actually use it towards purchasing. So I'm pretty ecstatic. I feel like we get the entire market right now. They're a local company here. They have boots on the ground, so I can't foresee them not being ready to go realistically, say April 1st. There's a lot obviously happening. You know, we have to have some preliminary meetings to discuss scheduling and stuff.
My only concern would be, we all signed a contract right now, and then for whatever reason, the Boys and Girls Club purchase doesn't pass at town meeting. But I think that'll happen, maybe not. It's just the fact that we're getting appraised right now. My estimate is $3.5 million. Appraisals will come back higher or lower. If that doesn't get approved, it's going to be a ballot question based on the budget. That could change the paradigm of the park, but again, that's people. So would you not have to sign this, based on what you said, would you not have to sign this contract? You could wait till after a special town meeting? 90 days.
I have to run another something about 90 days from the day these came in, and they were Friday. I think.
May I ask a question?
Go ahead.
So we can award base bid and either award a few alternates or not. I mean, I have two questions on that. Number 7, which is relocate maintenance building. I wonder if that kind of, it's in the bid, this will happen within this project. This isn't going to decide on it. And then 2, I think alternate number 3, which is a softball field. Tabling that for now, so we had some discussions about that, but also giving ourselves the flexibility between Boys and Girls Club, if possible, if there's some money there in the budget, and then as well as potentially, I know we sat through this page turn, went through every line item, because, and I appreciate you pulling the building the 11th hour, but I appreciate it coming out, because I think that actually helped. I think we would have been over had we not pulled that.
Yeah, well,
But
I
I-
expect it to still honestly be over.
Yeah, so,
They're surprised.
me as well. We were on the same page on that one, so I'm glad that everything came back. And there's sub bid still to be filed on this, correct?
There, no, it's the 3039.
Okay,
those
so
are
everything's
not-
done, dust
but-
locked in.
And what are the alternates? The alternates have to be taken in 1, 2, 3.
Which is great that that's number 3, because I think number 1, perfect. Number 2 being the croquet, that's done. It's a 2-acre parcel there that we'd have further discussion on. We can award that during the project if we see fit, right, or does that have to
The
be?
ball field?
Yeah. Say if we get to a point after town meeting, and we want to award that, we can award that,
They
correct?
don't, they don't have to honor the $700,000 total. They could say you could say through change order, give me a price.
Okay,
They could say, well, we'll hold the price we gave you at bid, or they could say, no, it's more money now. That they're not obligated, once you move forward with the award, they're no longer obligated.
yeah,
But I have seen contractors do that in the past, but it's not often they will.
sure. Yeah, I'd just like to see, I know there's a lot of things that were kind of cut in balancing the building there, that I'd like to say, okay, well, maybe we do 100% irrigation coverage rather than just a few fields themselves. And then look at that general scope. Some of the drainage goes underground, or leave it, or maybe it gets awarded, like I said, after town meeting, and looking at the Boys and Girls Club campus and all of that. But there's some discussions to be had, I think, the next couple weeks here, now that we have the numbers, and then go through there.
Jay?
I'm a little confused in a way, so I'm very confused. Why do we want to hold the baseball field there?
There's some talks in the overall plan for the campus that if we're going to create a, department head for the parks here to kind of like facilitate all our programming, if we had the Boys and Girls Club as a, rec center as it is now, that person could have that kind of overflow from the library, Boys and Girls Club, that kids could use that space and for programming. So have a community center there. There's a couple of discussions we've had. I talked to the architects last week about using a portion of that 2 acres and try to use an area where number 2 is, where the flex lawn and the softball field is. If you look at the existing footprint of the softball field and Little League field we have there now, the scale there is correct. That could maybe slide in the off-field. The outfield could be part of that. We'd have to move drainage subterranean. I understand this is the 11th hour, but the idea would be to not spend $20 billion on the Boys and Girls Club campus, but to maybe spend, a few $1 million renovating there if we needed to, and we have a community center, and we have year-round programming for the Parks Department there. Take the Council on Aging, they could start right away, and eliminate some of the redundancy. So maybe there's a $10 or $12 million Council on Aging where the softball field's there. We'd still have a softball field within the park. We'd gain a community building, and we'd save a few $1 million on the overall redundancy there.
So there's still room for the baseball field?
Yeah, I believe not having the building and the bathrooms there. I didn't forget about you guys. I went to Mass Municipal and I brought you guys a whole bag full of different stuff. But one of the things was portable bathrooms. So this is something that goes right into place. It plugs right in. You guys can keep that. But it was for a few $100,000 or less. Step up the utilities and you could drop it in. So this year, I think you'd have to close this project out. But if your utilities are stubbed up, we can drop a bathroom in right away that everybody wanted, So I think we could pair some stuff there, look at it. But I think in the meantime, we could award base bid, maybe alternates 1 and 2. And then go back, have a surplus, has a little larger contingency now, and then think about how we want to proceed forward with that. I know it's a little bit more site work, but our flat work's all done. And I think to the savings to the town, if we're looking at it, it might be a $5 million savings, depending on what the Boys and Girls Club, but we're doing a, home inspection there and whatever. So I understand it's a little bit late, but we're able to start in the park.
Yes, very late in the discussions. Why not put the senior center in the Boys and Girls Club?
It was a $21 million project. So I'm hoping, we have a right shoe that's for a rec center that's used today, the Boys and Girls Club. So if we keep it that, the town would gain a community center. We have a lot of kids after school that go to the library that are, a bit rambunctious running around. There's some kids that use the library that just want to go there and read a book and do homework. There's other kids that just have an after school. Boys and Girls Club has a wait. They may or may not still have that, but this would allow, meetings to be held there, have a community center for every town. So we'd net an additional building. I don't think we'd lose anything within the parks.
I mean, ultimately, you gotta hedge yourself. Might not pass the town meeting. Boys and Girls Club property purchase, it's $3-4 million. It's gonna have, everyone likely support it on town meeting, but the ballot's sometimes a different question, especially with a $2 million potential override, which is also happening this year. Could be less, could be more. We're still finalizing the budget. I think we're not alone as a community in Massachusetts, particularly on the island, to have a large override. Inflationary costs, a bunch of different facts I could get into. I got into at the finance committee hearings. But then the feasibility study of the Council on Aging, the believe it or not, right next to the wastewater plant. It wasn't a high-value place that I wanted to go to. More next to the Morning Glory Farm compost pile. People push back on that. So frankly, if that doesn't pass, you got to figure out where you're going to put the Council on Aging, because the primary issue of the current location is just that, the location, the parking. The adjacent properties, the size, the layout, the scope, and you really can't make that decision until after town meetings happen. So it'd be very problematic if we're locked into a contract to build a massive baseball field before there's actually a legislative vote that determines where locations are going to go and where strategic big pieces through overall multiple town departments are going to lay out, I guess, be codified.
But I understand now, and I've seen it happen, that the Council on Aging has the new service that one of the buses provides to bring people to the council and take them back home.
They got the Chappie Connect.
So they don't
another
have,
one.
yeah.
And that's another thing too. That's a funding article for FY27 as well. The new Chappie Connect would help the aging, people from Chappie there. I'm just again glad there doesn't have to be an ask to the finance committee. There's $10 million in asks. You've got about $5 million to spend. So it's just the way it is this year. It's tough. It's tough across all municipalities. Health insurance is increasing 15%. School assessments, double digits. Commission is 14%. It's impossible for a town to maintain a certain 2.5 level when you have these external assessments that are so high. But that being said, I mean, I think there's time to discuss this further. You have 90 days. I think the croquet field, that's safe regardless. I can't speak to it, but I think just doing the rational calculus of
Well,
math.
I have a bunch of letters from people that, you know, are from Chappie or from Edgartown, and they wrote.
We're all the same place.
Yeah. Should I just give them to you?
Of course,
They
yes.
They wrote them all to your town.
Okay.
There might be some duplicate.
So what do we want to do? You guys can make a motion to take the initial bid with alternate 1 and 2?
I don't want to hold up the project anymore. I think that you guys have put a lot of hard work into this. I'm sorry to be the one to say alternate 3 can just be tabled for now. And
There might be some.
like I said, we may loop around, but it doesn't tie both hands behind our back, you know? So, yeah, I don't know if we want to, seeing as this just came in on Friday, I would say this just came in on Friday. We have 90 days to sign it. My thought would be to just kind of review it a little bit more. You know, I just have these 2-3 pages here. But if we kind of review it, I know we have a contingency. I know pulling alternate 3 out is give us a lot more contingency. But I don't know if we want to, wait till that kind of early March meeting or what. I mean, you're not going to award it tomorrow anyways.
We're not worrying at all.
I get that, but we're not gonna award this tomorrow, move through it, make a decision we've waited a year on, you guys have worked several years on, all of a sudden, Friday to Monday, make a motion and approve it. That's just my thought. Yeah,
I think there should be a lot more discussion between.
absolutely. And like I said, Andy, I got you all the books, I got you a bag, I got everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
also we have talks.
sure. Okay, so I'll just make a motion to continue this discussion at that early March meeting for now.
Okay.
And then we can review everything.
So we're going to continue this?
We'll continue this.
Until, okay.
Early March.
Does that
Is that?
work in your schedule?
Yeah,
Okay.
Second?
and I don't think we're gonna have an ultimate answer until the end of town meeting.
I think we're
But
going to
like I said, we
wind
can
up.
award this bid. If everything checks out, this bid minus alternate 3, which is great that it's alternate 3. We can award alternate 1, alternate 2. Maybe you guys want to use a little bit of money, like I said, I remember so the evergreen shrubs were taken out to make room for the building. Irrigation was omitted to make, room for this building. We kind of worked through there and kind of slash, there was like trash cans, some of those other stuff. But I think if we look through and said, back to the page here, and said, okay, now we can add this because we have X amount. Let's have that discussion at another time. I think at this point right now, I'm happy with the park moving forward, alternate 1 and alternate 2, but I'd like to review some of the documents when we're talking a few $1 million. So
So you want to wait,
I'm going to wait till early March. yeah.
Okay.
and you don't mind?
It's not up to me,
Well,
Ground's
we wanna-
frozen anyways.
We don't want to be, nobody wants to be screwing up the
My hope is
project.
that we can break ground at least by April 1st. If we want to make the next summer, like, we know we're gonna lose one summer.
Yeah.
But to get the next summer, we want to make
So
sure.
I
April
fully agree.
1st.
Yeah, and the ground's frozen anyway, so it's just,
So we,
That sounds good.
we act in the first week in March, and hits that April 1st, and we're all set. Good. Sounds good to me. I don't think we need a motion. I think we just say, look, we'll come back here
I'll find a date in March.
and, yeah.
Works for me.
And in the meantime, you guys, you and Alex, James, put your heads together and we'll do
Right.
what we need to do.
great. Thanks, guys.
Looks good.
Yeah,
That's good news.
who's moving anyway?
That's it, that's all for today.
Like a motion to adjourn?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.